Hello. Okay, I think that we are. I think that we are live again. So let's do the thing again. Let me make this and reswitched. Okay, that is that taken care of. And now we are back to working on things. I apologize for the fact that this stream is at such a worse time for European viewers, but it's also the time that I'm available during the week, so we make do with what we can. As usual, we'll give it a few minutes for people to filter in, and then we'll get started. We're going to continue like exactly where we left off yesterday. Wow, that was yesterday. Crazy. Feels like it's been longer than that. Yeah, we will see how this goes. Turns out. Oh, hey. Stuck Pixel. Hey, Fred Keenan. It turns out that FATFS is like almost parody how easy it is to integrate it into stuff. Hey T Slater. I asked HexKYZ this morning, hey, I need to get FATFS working. How do you get FATFS working? And then he pointed me to Fuse Primary. And if I pull that up, it's in diskio.c. I actually pull that up. It is absurdly simple. Like this is all of the integration effort that's required for what we want to do. Yeah, no, it looks like I have literally 2 functions that I need to implement. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go literally copy paste this in, and that'll be that. It's stupid easy. Yeah, I will give it another couple minutes for people to filter in, and then we'll get started on that. Also open the UART window up. TIO dev TTY S2. And there we go. There's the spam that's coming from my having Hecate open. And let's see, other than that, what do I need to do? I think that since yesterday I did a little work, so I should do a poll and make sure that I'm up to date. So let's do that. Make J16 debug and copy xsphere debug.in to e xsphere.in. Yeah, no, this is. I thought this would be like a bunch of work, and it turns out that it's trivial. And it's nice when things turn out to be ridiculously easier than you expect them to be. Usually it is totally the opposite. Yeah, no, I'm sure that there are very deep meanings encoded in the output from like trying to use my UART device as a Joy-Con controller. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm optimistic that we might, if we are lucky, get the actual saving the fatal file thing working tonight. I'm only going to be around for like 2.5 hours, but that's plenty of time to get some stuff done. And then we might actually start working on the display stuff, which would be cool. Since the 2 parts of this are I need to save fatal errors to the SD card, and I need to display the like printing stuff to the screen. Okay, that's that. And then cd Mariko fatal and make debug. So yeah, let's take care of this. Cool. That built really quickly, and let's just make sure that I didn't break stuff since yesterday. So the stuff that I did earlier today, not on stream, is pretty basic. I realized that I would have to map in the some bit of physical memory for the frame buffer for the display, and so I just added that to the device page table stuff that I did yesterday. Okay, let's launch this and hope that I didn't break it. Nice. Positive. We're getting to that point. Okay, looks like I probably did break stuff. Oh, yeah, no, you're right about that. Thank you, Substance3, for pointing out that I am an idiot. You know, we all make stupid mistakes, and we all make stupid mistakes all the time. I just happen to make them very frequently. I've got to say is that the one really good thing about these streams is that it makes it very apparent how much I like pull out of my ass all the time. Okay, let's try that again with the correct binary this time. Thank you for pointing that out. Fuck, it's funny. Did I copy the right exosphere binary? I thought I did. Wait, why am I scrolling up? Yes, it did. Okay. Cool. So let's try this. Let's try this again, and this time without using the wrong file. Okay. Close. Home. Launch. Okay. Nice. Okay. Yes, we're still working, and we're in the same place that we were yesterday. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to add like a, hey turtle, we're gonna need to add a write SD card. So results, write SD card, constoid source. Yeah, I'll do it the Nintendo way. Sector index, st, sector count. Nintendo is this thing where they put output parameters first before other parameters. And I like to replicate that when I can because it's painless and, you know, style points. Okay, make sure that the buffer's valid. I mean, this is mostly going to be copy paste. This is not a inline function. This is actually calling the default constructor for the result success type. Like if I go to libraries, libvapors include result common. And when I go to class result success, this is actually me just calling the like default constructor for result success. Yeah, it's equivalent to like return result success, but I prefer the parentheses for aesthetic reasons. But okay, so this should be a constuate, sourceate, source, and this logic is the same, but this time we're going to copy sectors into the DMA buffer. So we'll daemon copy buffer, sourceate, size, and then we will write sectors to the SD card. And this will be the same. And let me check what the argument order is for SDMC write. SDMC common. Is it in here? Ah, there it is. Port, yeah, okay, they do exactly the same thing. Hey, Gear, yeah, the 3DS did get an update that broke custom firmware, but it's fixed now, so no need to worry about that. Okay, we can now write things to the SD card. Nice, I think. Yeah, if this compiles, it's probably right, probably. Okay, and then let us, although I think, actually, that hexkyz had some branch where he was like working on like updated Fatavest. So let me check that. Make sure that it still builds. Okay, yeah, it's the builds. Git add source. So slash Mariko fatal. Add SDMC function. Git stash. Git checkout. Let me look up the branch name that he's using. Log API actually does have some local changes for doing the Joy-Con stuff. They're like stupid changes, but I don't want to commit them because they would break booting without the custom Joy-Con. So I think it's like Fuse, Mariko, Fuse, okay. Let me verify that he actually did do the thing. Fuse primary source. Actually, I think it might be in common now. Common, Fatafest, Disc.io. Although this like has like the defines for stage 2. Let me just check how. Well, first let's check out Mariko. And then if I go to Fuse, common, Fatafest, then I do a R stage 2. Disc.io, and then there's also some stuff in ffconf. So okay, we will take this as is. Let me just copy this up a folder. Git checkout. Okay, what was my branch called? I swear that I'm a competent person. Mariko Xsphere fatal support. Okay. Git checkout. Mariko Xsphere fatal error support. Oh yeah, I probably need to get out of the directory here. Cool, okay, and then we will copy paste this back in. Let's see, Xsphere, loader stub, or no, Mariko fatal here. And then let's quickly clean this up. I think it was ffconf.h and disc.io.c maybe. Yep, ffconf.h, disc.io.c. So stage 2. So if stage 2, we are doing things as though we're stage 1. So generally we just want to take the else branch here. Yep. Okay, that's that, and then we don't need this. And I think the file we want to include is going to be .. We'll have to make this fatal mc.h. But okay, what are we doing here? Disk status, I think that we just return 0. And I think the same for disk initialize. And then these are the ones where things actually happen. And then at the bottom we have return resok and IOCDL. Okay. Switch speed drive, yeah, okay. We can basically take the else end of this, the verbatim, and edit it. Then we're gonna want to do turn. Yeah, okay, I'll keep it the same bool API that they have here. What is this GSD device that they're doing? Oh, I guess I understand. Let's call it STMC read. And what's the argument order here? I think it's like, I probably need to add a thing for write SD card here too. Write SD card, move this over here. Okay, disk size, let's source. Okay, the C API for this will be just read and write SD card. STMC read SD card. And I'll keep the argument order the same. Read SD card. And for read, it's destination size, sector index, sector count, I think. Yep. Of course, I no longer actually remember that. Call that buff. Sector times. Is there a define for the sector size? It's fine. Okay, and then we will similarly have STMC write SD card, sector count, buffer, sector times 512. Okay. That should do, and then we'll need to actually hook this up so that C code can call it. So let's do that. Fatal C.h. Hey, I have a question. Where does one start when getting into something as complicated as this? I'm an aspiring modder and hope to know how to mod consoles and games in the future. Just some tips for guidance. I got into this stuff originally because I wanted to cheat in Pokemon games, and I wanted to understand how Pokemon games worked. And I spent a lot of time, just staring at Pokemon dumps in hex editors and, reverse engineering the save file format for Pokemon by, tweaking it in a hex editor and seeing what happened. For actual exploitation, I super recommend playing Micro Corruption, which is this website that has a bunch of little embedded security challenges, which are super great for teaching. And then, at the end of the day, the best advice that I can give is just find projects that are interesting and appropriate for or just above your skill level and throw yourself at them. And eventually the level of project that you can throw yourself at will just get a little harder and you'll get better. It's just a time investment. And my volume is up basically as high as it can go. I know the volume is low. But you can't do anything about it, so it goes. Yeah, the Lumafix was super funny. But Tux is like, hey, can you do something about this? And I was like, sure. Let's include std.int.h. God, we're C. That's so weird. I super forget that we are C. Def C++, if extern C. I think that's how you do that. It is microcorruption.com. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. And then we want to have bool TMC read SD card, disk size, sector index. The sector size, or sector count rather. Oh, good catch. Yep. Good catch. Much appreciated. Let's see. Write SD card. Index, sector counts. star source, ID, source size. Okay, although I guess this should just be sized through parity. And this will actually be another C++ file. Include fatal stmc c.h include fatal c.hpp. And then the way that we'll do this is we will have these C++ functions that will call the appropriate namespace stuff. Like this should just be turn r succeeded stmc. What's the actual namespace? It was probably AMS segmon fatal. Decard disk size, their index, their count, and I think that should be good. And then this is just going to be the same thing for write SD card. Succeeded, write SD card. We move these. Source size. Okay. I think that should be good. Let's check that it compiles. Close this, because it's just going to confuse me if it's open. Do I? This is they're extrincy when they're declared. Do I need extrincy on the actual function definition? Fuck, I don't know. I haven't done this in forever. Extrincy. Header or source. Fuck, I don't know. Okay. It's probably fine. I think we're fine. Okay. It's building. Oh, shit, right. Forgot to reapply my log changes. There we go, that'll be better. This is just a library, it's none of the new code yet, so we don't know if it'll fail yet. Okay. Unused parameter. Oh, right. This is compiling with W extra and W error. Because we're in Xsphere context. Pragma GCC disable W error. Let's see, how do I do this? Does anyone actually know how I disable W error via like a GCC prognostic? Man, can we do something like super stupid? Like, can we like just go to our makefile here, and just go like fdfs ff.o. What file is it? Disk.io. This is actually it's most disk.io, which I can fix by using voids if I want. But let's just go, the classic disk.io.o. Let me quickly check to make sure that I'm not going to fuck this up. Program makefile. Yeah, okay. F no error. That might be better. Oh yeah. Dash W, no error. Yep. There we go. Cool. Cool. And then I guess we can just test it. Geez, I forget that this just works. What is, let me map my SD card, see what a file on it is. I think it's like, F open, probably. Okay, turning the console on. Tools, USB tools, SD card. And let's open Mariko fatal.bin and try that. Could you recommend some tips / sites to learn reversing with IDA and software-based exploitation? Man, fuck, I really wish that I could. But the truth of the matter is there just aren't any guides. Like, learning by doing is how I did it. And I don't know if there's any good resources. You know, I made a set of, I made once upon a time, like a set of slides to teach people reversing in another context. But I would be lying to say that they are particularly excellent. And I have never made them public. You know, it's always something to think about. But there's just nothing that is good for like book learning as opposed to doing learning. Okay. Nice. I'm glad that we now have some spammer guy in the chat. Great. Okay, ban them. But okay. Can't wait to be famous. I know, right? Okay. We're gonna end up building a wrapper on this because fuck using raw file objects, but just to make sure this like works. Include fatfs / ff.h. Let's do yeah, test pepper will be fine. File. I forget that it's like file, which is so weird. File. FP. Where is like f result okay? Actually defined okay. If fp open fp. Wait, does this make a pointer and not a pointer to a pointer? What the fuck? Okay, I guess this is actually a file, and this is address of fp. And let's open ecosphere.bin. And then we also want to do mode. Oh geez, where are the modes defined? Like I want to assume it's like one for read and one for writes, but I also don't want to assume that. Man, fuck file systems. Okay, nothing in there. What about in here? Okay, file access read and open existing. Yeah, no, I bought a PS5. I'll get it eventually, but I'm way too busy with the Switch for now. Read, open existing. Suppose fr, okay. Else, log. Open. File, Linux, what type does this return? F result, I think. Yeah. Is F open? Hey, Synchronizer Man. It's always nice to see new viewers. So I am the primary developer for Atmosphere, which is the custom firmware for the Nintendo Switch. It is, a bunch of re-implemented and customized Nintendo Switch operating system binaries that extend Nintendo's operating system to do all of the interesting homebrew stuff that I care about. I re-implemented their Secure Monitor Trust Zone firmware to extend it to do a bunch of stuff for us. I implemented their kernel as open source C++. That doesn't actually have any extensions, but open source custom microkernel. It's super cool. And I've implemented a bunch of their operating system modules to extend them to, like, if you hold down a button when you open up the album on the Switch, it instead opens the homebrew menu, and you can run your own software. And there's a bunch of convenient stuff, like I added this man-in-the-middle service framework stuff that lets you load game mods by putting them on the SD card. It's, all of the interesting stuff that I care about is made convenient via my customized firmware. And I'm doing development for a part of it to add support for the newer Switch hardware that released in 2019, the ones that come in the red box, which we call Mariko. That was a lot of words, but I hope that it explains stuff to you. Yeah, I don't actually have any industry experience. This is all a hobby that I picked up over many years by getting way too into Pokemon modding. Before I did this, I did like save file editor work for Pokemon games, and then I just got really into hacking. But this is something that I love to do, and so I spent a lot of time on it. And yeah, I'm super happy about the kernel stuff. If you have any interest in, like, microkernels, Nintendo has a totally custom secure microkernel. I call my implementation of it Mesosphere. And it is open source, and you can go take a look at it. I would love to add documentation to Atmosphere eventually, but it's just low down the tree. I don't enjoy writing it, and so it's low priority, which sucks, I know. But, eventually I would like to. And yeah, Nintendo released a SoC revision called Mariko in 2019, which is actually like a die shrink. It has better performance. It has almost double the battery life just because it's so much lower power and more efficient from the die shrink. And they sell it under the same name. It's Hack 001-01 is like the model number for it. It comes in a red box as opposed to the original box for the first model. And it's better performance, double the battery life. But they haven't made a big deal out of it, which surprised me, because it's actually way better than the original one. And I don't think that I'll ever write my own FAT library. For when I eventually re-implement the file system services module, I'm thinking that I will initially use FATFS, and then we might do the meme where we re-implement PR file 2, which is the driver that Nintendo licenses from this company called eSol. And my repo is atmosphere.nx/atmosphere. The kernel stuff, most of it is inside a shared library, which is kind of amusing, called libmesosphere, and the start files for the kernel and its little loader binary that sets up init array and stuff are inside the Mesosphere folder. And yeah, they might not have made a big deal about it because they don't want people to feel bad about owning the first revision. But I mean, it's a die shrink. It's faster. It is cooler. It is double the battery life. It actually has a smaller battery than the original. I mean, I can increase the audio a little again, but the audio bar here, okay, I increased it again. The audio bar is basically at the maximum in OBS. I'm sorry about that. I know it's annoying. But yeah, no, the new model is just objectively better. It's also a lot harder to hack. So nope, that's not true, StockPixel. The normal Mariko has a smaller battery. As someone who implemented the custom battery parameters in the boot system module, The original has a slightly smaller battery. It's not like substantially smaller, but it's like between like 5 and 10 to 15% smaller. Yep. Nope, this is true. The VF full cap in the parameters for the Mariko battery are smaller. Or at least the boot system module supports a 5 to 15% smaller battery that is not in the light. Yeah, okay. Res. And then if that works, let's do the thing where we read it. What is BTR? What is BR? What the fuck what the fuck is this API? God. Other people. They don't have the same battery life. Interesting. I wonder if they're using some of the original batteries in Mariko units, because if I like actually look at this and I go to libraries, lib, stratosphere, source, power control, driver, impl. I don't know. I want. Are they not in here? I thought they were. These are charger parameters. Oh wait, it'll be power control impl, right, for board, Nintendo and X. And I look at the custom parameters from X 107050. So this is like the normal model with its OX 2470X VF full cap. Python 2470X, which is 9334. I have no idea what the units are on this. I just know that this is like the relative full capacity value. And then there's also a 2466, slightly smaller battery. And this M I thought was the battery they were using for the Mariko units, because it has 2270A and like 8826 over 9334. Fuck. Fucking Python. It's like 5% smaller. I assumed that this was the battery that they were using for Mariko, but I guess it's possible that you just have a chance that your normal unit has like a 5% shittier battery. That would be pretty funny. I'm pretty sure this is the light battery because it's such a smaller capacity. Then, no, these are the batteries that I thought were Mariko. Sorry, totally misremembered. I thought this was the original at 2466. Because they support these battery revision 2, which has a 0x1C20. Maybe these are the lights, which are 7200, 7374, and 7272. They support these batteries that are just substantially smaller. So I have no idea what they're actually using in practice. It is an assumption on my part that these were from Mariko, because I did the math for the like efficiency and it worked out as I recall. But you know, it's whatever. Okay. Back to this. And Synchronizer Man, I don't know if there are any real benchmarks for the newer Switch. I can create benchmarks in the next couple of weeks. Now that I like finally have my custom operating system running on it and I can test the hardware. But like we know that it is a die shrink and it's much better. Okay. Right, I need to check what this parameter is. Use a primary source fsutils. Okay, when we do like a read from file, what do we actually pass here? Oh, that's like the number of bytes read. Okay, I understand. Does HOS support OCing it to a point where it'd actually be faster than Arista? Yes. I think so, probably. I don't know in practice, but Mariko is cooler. Like, it is much better temperatures, so I would expect so. We'll see. Okay. uint, I think, is uint32t, so let's just do u32 bytes read. If res is fread, notice of fp, buffer size bytes read. Okay. G test buffer size of G test buffer. Address of BR equals FR. Okay. On scope exits. Let's make sure that we Let's make sure that we actually close the file when we're done with it. Let's go exit, F close, FB. Okay. Dump the test buffer. Otherwise, failed to read file. Okay. Let's test that out. You mean cooler isn't temperature? Yes, I mean it is also cooler in terms of how awesome it is, but no, I meant cooler in terms of like physical temperature. That's actually pretty funny. Okay, come on, big money, no whammies. Let's read the file. Big money, no whammies. Failed to open file. Fuck. Okay, what is 12? It's fine. I'm sure that it's some stupid error. 12. The volume has no work area. What? Am I like not doing things right? Interesting. Okay, here's the part where I don't know how FATFS works, so we'll see how this goes. Fuck. Okay. Decrypt. Not enabled. Okay, it's only like in 2 places, so I'm sure that this won't be bad. Mount volume. Huh. Why is it even calling mount volume? This volume. Oh, does the like mount SD thing that this does actually like register something with FATFS? Okay, yeah, sure, that's fine. Okay. So let's add that too. And then the unmount is like null question mark 1. I guess those are quotes, not question marks. But it's fine, don't worry about it. Yeah. Let's move this up here. If f mount. I guess that we need like a actual FATFS object, don't we? That sucks. FATFS FDFS. This will all go in like its own thing later. Don't worry about it. G SDFS. Mounts. GSDFS 1. Okay. Then we'll have this in here. Else ms sigma log mount sd x. Okay, let us try this again. Interesting. I'm not actually planning on touching my PS5 for like 2 years, so I have no idea, because I'm only interested in the PS5 from a hacking perspective. Although that's not true. That's not true. Oh, right. I am very interested in the. I'm very interested in playing the new Ratchet and Clank game when it comes out. I like those. But I don't think there's much to be worried about overheating in the PS5. I haven't heard anything. New models usually come out after a year or 2. I would say, for like most kinds of hardware. If you like don't have any games that you want to play in the next like year or 2, wait. Otherwise, if there are games you want to play, get one. I mean, that is the policy I would use. I've never played Dreams. Okay, big money, new whammies, take 2. Ooh, we read stuff. We read stuff from the SD card. That's exciting. Is this a match? Let's find out. It looks like it is. I recognize the ARM code. Those are definitely ARM64 NOPs. Yep. I like this. Probably more like 1.5 to 2.5 years. Like 1 to 2 years is what I would call realistic. And also I probably need like an unmount, but that's fine. The important thing is we did it. We can access the SD card. That's awesome. I was expecting this to be so much more work than it actually turned out to be. Awesome. Okay. Let's get this thing mounted and we will compare it. Tools, USB tools, SD card. Switch SD. Exosphere.bin. Ooh, yep, that does look like the thing. That looks pretty hype. We did it, Reddit. Nice, okay. Sorry, I am like stupidly excited about this. Like unreasonably. I was really expecting this to be so much more work. And yeah, I don't mind you posting links. I mean, I prefer these streams to be casual. It's why I'm like not tweeting about them, because I have too many Twitter followers to tweet about them and not get like swamped by people. Yeah, okay, we can read stuff. So now we need to actually do the fatal error logic. So let's first make a better wrapper. Oh yeah, sorry, I got asked about why I use address of instead of operator and. I needed address of for an intrusive list type when I was working on the kernel, because normal operator and doesn't work for certain kinds of compile time template bullshittery. And at that point, I had address of at one place in my code base, and I was like, fuck, okay, if I'm gonna have to do this in one place, I'm just gonna do it everywhere. I don't mind being verbose, and I would rather spell out address of than have the @ sign. It's just a aesthetic preference at this point. Oh, and yeah, okay, so for debugging reasons, I have this feature called Fatal Errors, Synchronizer Man. And basically, if something goes wrong in a way that's unrecoverable in any part of the OS that I have re-implemented or touched, it calls up into my secure monitor, which has an extension that, on the original model, does a warm boot. It stashes information about the fatal error in a little unused bit of RAM that survives a reboot, and it reboots, and it does a exploit in the boot ROM that gets it control of the console after the reboot, so it has a clean environment. Hey, John Jaded. And then it saves the error to the SD card and displays it. And that way, if something goes wrong, we get a clean environment, and we save the error, and I can debug it that way. And I can fix basically any atmosphere bug if I get a fatal error from it. Fatal errors are super useful. Yeah, no, it's really nice. And the problem is that whole scheme relies on being able to do this reboot to a payload and get a clean environment. And on the newer hardware, the boot ROM exploit is fixed, so we can't do that. And that was a problem. And I thought about it, and I realized that on the newer hardware, they increased the amount of trust zone RAM from 64K to like a super luxurious 256K. So there's an extra 192K of memory available for me to use. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, hey, 192K, that is enough space to put an SDMMC driver in, and enough space to put a display driver in. So I re-implemented Nintendo's SDMMC driver. Mine is like a perfect copy of theirs, so that we have the same compatibility with SD cards as they do. And now the plan is that if something goes wrong in a fatal error and happens, instead of rebooting, we will jump to this Mariko fatal error payload, which will save stuff to the SD and then show the error screen all from Trust Zone without rebooting. And because we're Trust Zone, we can hijack everything and ensure a clean environment without having to do a reboot. So that is the idea, and that's what I'm working on. And yeah, no, it's super nice debugging. Actually, debugging is really hard. It's like the hardest part of the Switch. This looks super fancy, this stuff, but this is printf, and I did not have printf in the secure monitor until 2 days ago. So for the last 2 years, until 2 days ago, I did not have printf, and anytime I wanted to see what was going wrong, I had to like reboot and like dump some unused RAM and like exfiltrate stuff the hard way. It's like super annoying. And actually, the homebrew stuff provides a userland library that lets you use all of the like conventional stuff. You can use OpenGL, I think. I'm not sure if we support Vulkan yet, but I think someone's working on it. But you can basically take a lot of like conventional APIs and just use them, and there are translation layers. We have a like reimplementation custom graphics API that's really close to the hardware. That's similar to the custom NVIDIA one. The graphics API for the Switch is called NVN, which stands for NVIDIA Nintendo. And if you want to use the like close to the official Switch one, we call it Deco 3D, and you can use it, and it's great and it's fast. But if you want to use OpenGL, you can use that too. And someone is working on Vulkan, so we'll get Vulkan eventually. Porting stuff with like the homebrew community SDK is pretty convenient, I think. Okay, let us build a nice little wrapper library. Source fs. Let's make ourselves a nice little API. Edit, let's have some niceties. fs. And let's go steal some stuff from userland. Why don't we? I'm a big believer in using things that are nice. fs. If we go to like fs file system. Yeah, let's just casually steal this. And it looks like I stole this from Nintendo, which is annoying. We don't really need to open directory mode right now because we're not really going to be opening directories. NVN is closed source, yeah, which is annoying. What else do we want? Yeah, we don't really need most of this. How do we want to do this? We only need a couple of functions right now, really. We need create file. I will just assume everything is the SD card for now. I will eventually like build some better library here. And yeah, you can look at Deco 3D to get a feel for what it's like, because Deco 3D is kind of not really a reimplementation of NVN. It's its own thing. The API is not the same, but it's very similar, and it's inspired by NVN. So you know what? We will not bother with this. We will keep read and write, but we won't deal with the other stuff. Then we're going to want open file. We're going to want create directory. And I think that is actually everything that we will need, because we don't care about any of this other shit. Okay. Well, and I guess I want like int mode here or whatever. I don't need options for create. Okay, and then what's the stuff for like interacting with files? Yeah, read option. Yeah. Okay, well, this stuff serves me well. So let's just yoink that shit and put it in here. Yeah, no, Deco is all open source. And we'll have struct file handle. And I guess in our case, a file handle, we'll have it be a void handle again. It'll be fine. Yeah, okay. I know how I want to do this. Oh, wait, I'm editing the FS header. My bad. Whoops. Don't mean to edit the userland shit. I mean to edit this. Okay. Then let's just yoink this shit. Cool. Okay, this'll do. This'll do. And now let's implement this. Atmosphere, Exosphere, Mariko, Fatal, Source, FS, Fatal, API. And we will, same thing here with Fatal, this API, that's CPP. Oh yeah, and then we will, how do I want to do this? I guess we should do results, or rather, we'll just do void initialize mount SD card, void unmount SD card. That'll do. This is a semicolon. Yeah, Substance. I'm eventually planning on having a libexosphere thing. Like, we will probably eventually rewrite Fuse in C++, and at that point, I would want a unified file API inside libexosphere. But for now, we are going to take some shortcuts, because this, you know, we don't need that for a while. Fatal FS API. libfuse. No, Fuse will be libexosphere. Hello, Rob Smix. Don't recognize the name, so it is nice to see new people. Okay. And this will be the same thing here. Let's go to where we had that in main. Source, fatal main. Support unless mounts equal to our net results is this unless is equal to FROK. Although actually, no, we don't really want to do that. We don't want to abort because this is the fatal display program. We want to like handle errors. It's fine. Fine. I will be a good kid about this, and I will not make my APIs abort. Yeah, Rob Smix, I am working on my custom firmware for the Nintendo Switch called Atmosphere. Do I plan on releasing a tutorial on how to use that? No. If you are smart enough to make a payload that uses that file, you know how to use that file. It is self-explanatory. And if you don't know how to use that, if you don't know enough to make a payload to use that file, you can wait for someone else to do it. He's referring to a script that I released to like build firmwares for the mod chip that's used on newer hardware. G is SD plus. And NDI? No, I think NDI is like the official development stuff, like Nintendo Dev interface that they give to devs to use their SDK. But no, this is all custom open source homebrew stuff. G is SD mounted. Let's do an AMS certs. SD mounted. And in the same case, AMS asserts, SD mounted. And then how do we do an unmount? How do we do that in here? It's a fmount null this, okay. G is SD mounted is false. Yeah, no, this is totally totally custom stuff. I'm not the person to ask about deco because graphics are not my specialty. But if you're interested, reach out to Finks on Discord or Twitter or whatever. He is super the guy to talk to about this stuff. I think it's Twitter @FinksDev. Okay. Create file. How do we translate this into a thing? And we're gonna be so fucking lazy about the errors because like fuck doing this the easy way. Food vapors results FS results. Cool. Here are all our FS results, and then we're gonna have a results translate out of FS error result res switch res default switched our default return B. Let's say that the default error, if we don't know what happened, is result internal maybe. Ooh, bad state is also a good choice, but nah, I think we'll do result internal. Okay, and then what are the FATFS results? Sphere, libraries, no wait, it's in here. Source, FATFS, ff.h. You know, one of these days I will like know this by heart, I'm sure, when I'm like doing FS, but right now I don't. Disk error, okay. I think we can reasonably translate a lot of these, probably. There. Let's take this stuff. Let's copy it in here. And then let's add our cases. Then let's replace commas with colons in selection. And then let's add a colon here. Let's delete this shit. And let's add a break statements and return results. Oh yeah, sorry, FINCS. Okay, what do these results conceptually mean? A hard error in the low-level disk I/O layer. Okay, what's a good match for that? FS. This isn't quite right. Data corrupted. You know what? Are you seeing MMC access failed and thinking what I'm thinking? Because I am absolutely seeing MMC access failed and thinking what I'm thinking. Yeah, fuck it, let's do that. There might be a better one that's like specifically for the SD card, but it's fine. Fuck it, that's a great result. FS result MMC access failed. Okay, internal error. Assertion failed. Okay, assertion failed. That sounds like a precondition violation to me. Yeah, let's do result precondition violation. Not ready? What's that? Physical drive can't work. It's kind of the same thing as disk error. Yeah, let's say that not ready is also MMC access failed. That's fine. No file. Could not find the file. Ooh, I know what that is. That is path not found. Yeah, FS path not found. It's interesting that they have different ones for no file and for paths, but that's fine. They are both path not found. Invalid name? What's that? The path name format is prohibited. Oh boy, I think we have one for that too. I swear there's something like that. It's in like precondition violation or invalid argument. Invalid path. God, we are being such adults here. I'm so happy about this. I've denied. Access denied due to prohibited access or a directory full. Okay, what is that going to be like? Invalid operation for open mode? Yeah, that sounds right. Read not permitted and write permitted are both that. So let's do that for the first one. FR exist. Access not to prohibited access. Why would it be FS exist? Shouldn't this be like already exists or something? Wait, what the fuck? Why is FR exist access denied due to prohibited access? This is like, you failed to create the file because it already exists, and that's a quote-unquote prohibited access? I'm calling shenanigans. We're gonna grep to see where this is actually being returned. Yeah, no, you can't create it. It already exists. The name collides. It already exists. Yeah, what the fuck? That's a terrible summary for what it is. Jesus. Okay. No. Yeah, path already exists. What are you doing? Okay. Invalid object. File directory object is invalid. That's a weird one. What would return? Fuck, it's fine. Invalid object. That's probably going to be an invalid argument kind of a thing. Oh, actually, the other one is better off being a result permission denied. Man, it's what? Fuck it. That's just invalid argument. Oh yeah, so Rapsmix. I work on the custom firmware. I explained this earlier in the stream for the Switch. And my custom firmware, I'm working on porting my custom firmware to work on the newer hardware that Nintendo Switch released in 2019. There's a new model of the Switch that has a die shrink and a bunch of software vulnerabilities fixed. And it's faster and it has better battery life and it has cooler temperatures. And I want to support it. But part of my operating system reimplementation has as a debugging extension this thing when a fatal error occurs. I stash the information unused bit of RAM, I reboot to get a clean environment, and then I save it to disk. But the newer hardware patches the vulnerability that I use to gain code execution after a reboot. So I can't do that, but I still want to save this information for debugging. So I observed that the newer hardware has an extra 192K of trust zone RAM, and I re-implemented the trust zone firmware, so I have full control of it. And so I am adding this program for new hardware, where instead of doing a reboot and saving stuff, we jump to this new extra bit of trust zone RAM, and we save the debugging information to the SD card, and we show an error on the screen, and then we reboot, or then we just reboot afterwards normally. And we do it all from trust zone without rebooting, and we have a clean environment that way by just hijacking stuff from trust zone instead of doing a reboot to get it. And so that is what I'm working on, if that makes sense. Write protected. Oh boy, what's that? Physical drive is write protected. Okay, I'm sure there's an actual result for that in like SDMOC, and this is not the correct result, but fuck it, we're just gonna return write not permitted. This is not the correct result that maps the best. But yeah. Invalid drive? What's that? Logical drive number is invalid. Mount name. Yep, we're gonna go with result invalid mount name. Not enabled. Yeah, that's also weird. Like that doesn't really have an equivalent because it doesn't make sense for the way that they do it. I mean, that's also kind of a precondition violation. I mean, I guess we'll just also make it an invalid mount name. But I don't want things to be the same. It's fine. Whatever. It'll be fine. No file system. There's no valid fat volume. You know, I should really just bite the bullet and add the fat results at some point. It's fine. Make FS aborted. What does that even mean? Fuck. I don't even think we're doing F make FS. Yeah. We're just gonna not do that one. What about timeout? You couldn't. That's a really weird one, because, like, we don't really support timing out, but I guess we'll return target locked, because that's, you know, good enough. Locked. Elephant working buffer could not be allocated. Not enough core. Number of open files. Man, I don't think we're going to get any of these, so let's make invalid parameter, invalid argument. And then these will just be precondition violation. I don't care. And these are also bad to do. But this is enough time spent on this, I think. And actually, I am planning on porting the Mesosphere kernel to these Apple Silicon hardware. That seems like a super funny meme. They let you run custom kernels, so I'm hyped about that. And I am a member of the Czech Rain team, so I'm planning on, you know, making Mesosphere bootable on the like Apple Silicon hardware using Pongo OS, and that seems like it'll be super fun. They just like provide CSR util and BP util, I think, to like disable secure boot, which is super nice of them. I wasn't expecting it. I'm hyped about the new Apple chips. I love the ARM64 instruction set and architecture. And I have wanted an ARM64 desktop for years, so I am super excited about it. Oh, also I need case FR, okay, return result success, obviously. Okay, create file. Let's start doing this grind. So you're gonna be like, geez, how do you do this? F create. Ah, man, is that open or create? Really? You don't have separate create and open? Man, fuck that. iOS, Apple phones are ARM64 chips. So iOS is already ARM64. And Navlita, Check Rain will be, the vulnerability will be fixed, but I'm a member of the team, and the team is planning on porting the like bootloader that they have to run on Apple M1. I'm very excited about it. I have wanted an ARM64 desktop for years, and I am super excited to have an ARM64 laptop that is, you know, intended for consumers. It's very exciting to me. Okay, fuck it. I refuse. F open. We are not doing this bullshit legacy C horseshit, where, you know, you have to open stuff in order to, you have to create stuff in order to open it. That's bullshit. We're not doing that. Okay. Where are we doing this? Okay. I've never touched FatFest code. Let's see this. What does it actually do when you pass create always? Create or open a file. Follow path. Okay, I know that I said I refuse, but this also looks like a bunch of effort. And if there's one thing that I don't like, it is effort. So, yeah, does create always... And I guess we really want to do create new, and we don't want to actually open it. Right, like we don't want it to have any open or close attributes. Yeah, it's fine. We'll just open it and then immediately close it. File, FP. R try. Translate FATFS error. Open. You can turn that off. Like you can literally run a thing with bputil or csrutil that turns off secure boot and lets you install a custom kernel. Like flat out, you can disable secure boot on the M1. I expect you to be able to install Linux. He's referring to this thing where they like require developers, trusted developers, have like signed an application on macOS Stock Pixel. Path. Then we want to do fa create new, or I guess we actually need to write it because we need to set the size, don't we? Yeah, I think so. Where are these modes defined? Okay, create new and write. Yeah, okay. And I guess let's add fa read because there's no reason not to. And then on scope exits, f close, sub p. We want this to not persist past the end. Sure. Then we want to, how do you set a file length? Literally, how do you do this on FATFS? Which of these things will allow you to do the thing? They have lseek. Does doing an lseek create the file or extend the file length? Expand maybe? Stock Pixel, I'm trying to set the file size basically. I think it's gonna be like fextend. This sounds like or fexpand, but I don't know. Fuck it. FATFS set file size. Expand. And it prepares or whatever. Unlike expansion. Oh, flseek does this. Yeah, I don't want to write a bunch of bytes to the file. That's dumb. It's dumb as fuck. This is a newly created file, so I think that we can do... I think that we can just do this. Yeah. Let's just use this. What are the options? Prepare to allocate or allocate now? Okay, so 1 is what we want to pass. Okay. Expand file. Expand. Sub fp. Size 1. Or try translate FSR. Okay, and if we did that, we're done. Great. Create directory. What do we want to do here? Is there no way to create a directory? Oh no, create a subdirectory, fmaker. Great. Great. Open file. Okay. Cool. Also, I think I need to make the SD card object. Great. Okay, and then let's find an open file object. G open file. Great, okay. And then in the default case, I guess we want to return like limit reach or something. Man, there's like a real result I should return for this, but you know, we are kind of going lazy. Oh, actually, there it is. Open count limit. Return fs results open count limit. Okay. And then E is G files I. Find a free file. In the file, we're gonna want to do r try translate editor, f open. Also, we need to translate the mode. What are our modes? We have open mode read, open mode write, open mode allow append. So let's do int translate fs mode. Int mode equals 0. If mode at open mode read is not 0. And then what is the equivalent access thing here? Read, write, and open append. Okay. Read. I open existing. Mode. Write. And then we also want to have open mode allow append. Okay, open append. Cool, that should be that. This will be fp path manifest mode. Cool, and then that worked. Set the output out file handle like that, and G files opened I is true. Return result success. Great. Okay, let's check that this compiles because I just wrote a bunch of code. I mean, I expect it to not compile, but let's fix this now instead of doing this, all in one go. Yeah, that's a lot of errors. Great. Okay. Oh, right. Duh. If read option none, right. Yeah, I don't have the lib and x types here. That's annoying. Read option none. Read option none is 0. So let's make that. And this is, I think this is 0. I think this is 1. We're going for it. Right. Fatfs stage. Okay, well that's a lot of errors. Oh, right. Ugh. Fine, we will not be in the secmon namespace. Okay, that's a lot fewer errors. I'm feeling better about that. At right option flush, okay. Yeah. Where was that? Right option flush. I think that's 1, probably. Oh. Right. Nice. Okay. So that's good now. And let's do read stuff. This is just return read file, handle, offset, buffered, size, this, read option, none. And same thing here. Return read file, out, handle, offset, buffer, size, this, read option, none. Okay, now let's implement these. And I think the way that we're wanting to do this is, I forget actually. Fuck, let me check. Atmosphere, libraries, substratosphere, source, FS, FSA, FS user file. Yeah, this like does verification in the normal case that it's the right size. Because this is Nintendo's API. Right, Keenan? I don't make the rules, I just implement them. And the read option isn't even going to be used here. Okay, what is the like fread API going to be like? Fread, okay, bytes read is E32, that should be fine. That should be fine. Okay. Where fread handle dot handle. Let's actually do static cast file. There we go, that's better. Handle, and what are the arguments here? Buffer, buffer size, bytes read. Buffer, size, so yeah. Then we want to ensure that the bytes read are the correct amount. Oh, we also need to seek the offset. It's going to be flseek to the offset. Handle offset. Okay. And then what do we want to do here? We've read the data. We want to check that it's correct. R unless the size, out of range. Okay. Oh no, wait, this is the other case. This one goes here. R unless yar equals size, fs result out of range. Return result success. Cool. Then in this case we want to set the output size. Okay. Then get file size. Ah, fuck. There's no way to do this, isn't there? I guess we could just do a stat. That's fine. What's a file info type? Yeah, that'll do. We'll just do a stat. Ah, that takes a path. Why? Why is like traditional POSIX API for this stuff so bad? Literally, how are you supposed to get a file size without knowing the path here? Where is the get file size function that takes in like a file? Oh, it's just the f size. Okay, it's a define, not a function. Yeah, okay, never mind. I retract my complaint. Although this is a macro, so, you know, to be safe. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I totally retract my complaint. That's good. Good content. Also, why are we not using f unmount if that exists? Because we're passing some optioned f mount. Weird. You know what? We're just gonna do f un. What is that option? Option 0, do not mount now. Force mount the volume check that's ready to work. No, we just want to unmount, so we don't need that. So let's make this f unmount like that. Okay. Flush file. I think that's f sync. Maybe flush cache data. Yep. Turn translate officer sync get internal file handle. Okay. And then write file. Okay. So again, we want to seek to the offset we're writing at. And then want to write the data. And this is probably going to be like the same shit here, basically. But what is the API for that? F-write. Yep, totally the same API. It's written. F-write, buffer size, address of PW. Do we do anything right here with this? No, it's not checked. We won't do anything. I guess we don't need to. We'll just assume that it wrote the right amount. Actually, no. It's not really the right result, but whatever. I think I have a nice convenient function for this. It's like a .isFlush, maybe. That has flush flag, yep. Has flush flag. Try flush file handle. Turn result success. Cool. And then set file size. I swear I did this previously, but I guess that this is going to be an F. If it has fatal errors, then I'll like print out the error code that got returned. I mean, we're gonna have display, right? If we can't save the SD card, we just print that we failed to save the SD card. I think that's what we do right now in Fuse. Get file open mode. Man, do I even support that? Get handle, get open mode. I guess I can just save those here. Constant int g open modes. Then when we, open it, we can just set it. G open modes I is mode. And also let's add a is inline t index and fp minus. This is such a hack. Whatever. G files g minus assert. And size d file index is p minus g files plus assert file index is less than max files and return the file index. Okay. Seems to be return g modes get file index get internal file handle. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Okay, better. Close file. Font size t index is file index get internal file handle. F close address of g files index. G open modes index 0. G is files open index is false. Cool. That'll do that, and then set file size. I think that we need to do a like lseek or something. Let's make set, but I don't want to lose the data if I do that. Because fexpand requires that it already be truncated. Okay, we're gonna have to do this a little more complicated because I don't want to lose data. If size equal f size is get internal file of handle size succeed if okay, so that's that part. But then if size is greater than size in this case we can just do an lseek, I think. Although no, because this doesn't require open mode allow append. Ugh, that's so annoying. What permissions are required to do? I guess we can do a truncate and an expand, but I really don't like that. This does not translate well, I think. This really does not translate well. Anyone have any suggestions for the best way to do this? Because like if I set the fuck it. What permissions does f truncate require? I guess we can just say that it makes you lose the data, and I'll think about this later. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's fine. No worries. I do this in the like create case. Okay, I think that's the rest of this API probably. Okay. All right, this will just take FP because it's a pointer already. What else is there? Okay, now we theoretically have this nice FS API that we can use. So let's test this. Let's first just rewrite the thing that we had previously to use it. If SD card but no, this is not using the official SDK. This is all totally custom. All totally custom. And Synchronizer Man, well, the point of this is to save files to the SD card that contain debugging information, so that's what I needed for here. But I mean, the official logic needs an FS API so that it can like read files from the game ROMs to like access save files. It's all this like consistent FS API. And Rob Smix, one thing recently that someone did is I re-implemented the Nintendo Switch's custom microkernel as an open source C++ project. And you can like look at the source code for it. It's totally open source. The Nintendo has this super cool, I love it, custom microkernel and a custom OS that I'm in love with. And I re-implemented it, and it works as like a drop-in replacement, and I think that's pretty cool, question mark, to toot my own horn a bit. This file handle, file, I love it so much, why don't you marry it? Result, file, and results is fs open file, file. I will poke around at the PlayStation 5 to do similar stuff, although not this much work. I don't care about like making custom firmware. I am tangentially interested in hacking the PlayStation 5, but I'm too busy with the Switch. I'll probably look at the PS5 in like 2 years or so. Oh, nice. Open file. Wait, did I not add open file? Oh no, it's right here. Final path mode. Okay. Clear.bin, this open mode, read. Cool, if succeeded, result, else. Let's get this. I know fancy vision kernel. Yeah, for real though. Results.get value. Then on scope exits, it has close file. Oh wait, this is, yeah, that doesn't need an address of. And then read the first 200 bytes. Read file, and we want to read 0x400 bytes, I think, into the test buffer. And so it'll be a read file, handle offset buffer size. File 0 G test buffer size of G test buffer. If R succeeded, results, yes. Value, yeah, no, it's absurdly easy. Pixel. I was really expecting it to be harder than this. AMS dump. Cool. Okay. Okay, let's see if that compiles. Oh no, wait, I didn't include the FS API header. I also need to delete this. Nice. Okay, that is super nice to see. Then what did I want to do? What did I want to do? Okay, right, I just want to run this. I don't know why it took me forever to remember that the thing that I want to do was run the thing I just compiled. Launch AMS dev. Yeah, no, the PlayStation stuff is just so much less interesting than the Nintendo stuff. Nintendo makes better consoles. But, you know, my interest is tangentially there. Ooh, it worked. We did it, Reddit. Nice. Hype. Okay. And then let's see if we can read it in offset, right? Because that should be a thing that's just magic now. See if we like read it like offset OX like 217 random number. I don't want to check out a branch. That was almost bad. Tools, USB tools, SD card. Okay. Then let us check this. Okay, let's see if we get this nice stuff. Come on, big money, no whammies. Nice, we read data. Okay, is this from offset 217? Come on, I believe. I super believe. It looks like it's offset. 217 should be like AA. 207. Oh no, AA 19. That looks good. That looks good. Okay. Let me get this mounted so we can actually verify it properly. But it does look to me like it's going to be working. And that is exciting. That is so exciting. Sorry that I'm like nerding out about this, but it's crazy to me that I'm actually like writing the SD card from Trust Zone. That's absurd. Just so absurd. Okay, awesome. Let's do this. Let's do a quick little data comparison compare. Go to offset 217 here. Nice, we did it. Okay. And now we want to test creating a file and saving it, right? Because what we really want to do is we want to save the fatal error binary. And actually, let's make a change to normal exosphere for this too. Because that's the intelligent way to do this, I think. Okay. Exosphere, include exosphere. If we like go over here to the thing, go to Secmon memory layout. Yeah, this was changed. Yes. Okay. If we go to the Mariko program. Okay, right, I forgot I had match case on. Context per inline const memory region, virtual TZRAM, Mariko program, fatal error, context, UN64C, OX1F, OO, EF1000, OX21000. static asserts memory region virtual tzram Mariko program dot includes memory region virtual tzram Mariko program failure context. Okay, we've got this nice little memory region. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Xsphere in the program, because I don't want to implement IRAM mapping stuff in the Fatal program. This is nonsense. We're gonna do this the lazy way. Here in user power management. Yes. I think we have it here. Yep. Map atmosphere IRAM page. There we are. Let me check where I shove the Fatal layer context normally. Libraries. I should have the physical entry too. Just expert inline const memory region physical IRAM Mariko program fatal error context. And actually, this isn't really a Mariko program. It's just the physical IRAM. OX. I think it's 3F, 3 out of 3E probably. Yeah, fuck it, we're not gonna check that. That's fine. I'm sure that's right. Okay. Then we're gonna map the atmosphere IRAM page. So let's do that. And that'll be here. Oh no, wait, I have like a nice type for this, don't I? Xsphere. Program source page mapper. Yeah, this is a little nice type. Map, and how do I use this in SMC copy IRAM? Copy, I do IRAM mapper IRAM address, and then it's IRAM mapper get pointer to. Nice, okay. Okay, let's do this then. Page mapper, so that's good. We want to copy the fatal error context to Mariko SRAM. So here we map the IRAM page, and this is going to be my physical this bucket address. And we don't want to abort this. What we really just want to do is not copy it if we fail. So if mapper.map memcopy. This is going to be this get address. Well, I guess this is really get pointer void. Mapper.get pointer to same deal here. And this is getting big. And what is the size for this? Atmosphere libraries, lib papers include AMS. AMS fatal error context. Fatal error context. Great. Okay. Great. Okay, that should be that. And now this will be a thing. Right here. Okay, and then let's go back to the Mariko Fatal program. Exosphere, Mariko Fatal, source, fatal main. Always inline. Yes, simple error context. Get error context. It's really const because we don't want to modify it. Return this dot get pointer. Real error context. Okay. So let's say we've now added the SD card. What we want to do is we want to create a new file. And we need an identifier for the report. Although I think the report actually has an identifier in it. Let me check how we do that in Fuse. Because we want to do the same thing. Primary source, it'll be like panic. Let's see. Yeah, we have all this. We have all this logic. And I guess let's make a new file for this. Exosphere, Mariko Fatal, source. Let's have fatal, save, context. And results, save, fatal, error, context. Const, yes, simple, fatal, error, context, context. Great, okay. And then, because we don't need this test buffer anymore. Then we want to do save fatal context, get fatal error context. Okay. And this logic is all going to end up going inside the save context stuff. Fatal, save context. We don't need this stuff. Let's go in here. Okay. Yes. Now let's do all of this properly. Although I guess I don't need an arch either. I really just want to get the result because it's, you know. Error context. Okay. And we're just gonna implement this the classic way. It'll be fine. Can I assume that the fatal errors directory exists? I guess not. We'll worry about that later. Although I guess actually no, the first thing I want to do is mount the SD card. Yes, SD card, yes, results, and what's a good result for that? Let's pull up our results again. Yeah, I don't really know what a good result for this is. There's obviously like a real one that I should use, but target not found maybe. Partition not found, good enough for me. Not the right result for this, but whatever. We're kind of YOLOing this. Get open the file. File, handle, file. this is going to be like create file and save it. Yeah, do we like just assume it exists here? Maybe. Like literally don't remember. Yeah, okay, we totally do just assume that, so that's fine. Great. Report identifier. Okay, so this is what we really want. Till t sn delta. I think that's right. That's probably better. Size file path -1. Really? It doesn't have some printf nullpad? I'm pretty sure we can just do this. That's fine, probably. Slash atmosphere, fatal errors. Yeah, Notepad++ is the only IDE I use. Okay. File, rtry. Just gonna want fs fatal utils. Let's create file. File path. Let's call this path. Path. Size of context. Open the file. Rtry. Fs open the file. Fs file. Path fs open mode read write. Yeah, well, you know, so long as you find it interesting. Okay, I think that should open it. Fs API. And then we want to write to the file. Fs write file. And the offset is the same, I think. Yep, offset buffer size right option. 0 context, size of context, s right option, flush. JS interpreter. Just no, thank you. And cool, I think that we're done at that point. Cool. And also let's dump the context just for debug. Amos debug, amos dump, get const auto. Context is get error context. Let's dump f context, size of f context. Okay. Okay. Let's test this stuff. Gonna do this, then we're also gonna need to build the actual exosphere binary again. Ooh, static assertion failed. That's the way I love it. Okay, what did I do wrong here? Let's see why our static assertions are failing. This is why I love static assertions. Oh, yep. Nice meme. Very, very nicely memed. And then what was this? Result is additional SD card. Nice, okay. And where do I do that? Result save failed error context. Yeah, that'll do. Do we have other stuff in SDMFC? Probably not. Yeah, let's actually make doing the SD card not necessary. Let's just do that inside save context. There's no reason to do it in main. fatal STMMC than HPP. No, MEMC is it's implemented by like injecting code into the FS process and hooking the STMMC driver read-write functions. We were going to do a hypervisor-based one, but that ended up taking forever, and we wanted to have MEMC done in FS instead of via hypervisor sooner rather than later. I would still eventually like to do it as a hypervisor, but you know, we'll see. Okay, initialize the SD card. If defined build for debugging or define ANS build for auditing. And if, and what are we doing here in main? Still. Okay. And then want to do result. Result is saved in layer context, and we don't need this at all. Driver. Okay. Nice. Yeah, no, we want to do a hypervisor-based MEMC, but it's hard to do, and it's slower, so, you know, we'll figure it out. And it doesn't really matter, because I'm going to re-implement FS next year, and at that point we can just use the one in... Yeah, we can just do it in logic in our custom FS system module. Log result.get value. Interesting. Why is that going wrong? Because I copy-pasted this line from the other thing, didn't I? What was that before? Yeah, no, it was completely the same. Oh, right. So, there's no result. Yeah. Interesting that it was taking so long to build it. I wonder why. I don't think these are especially complicated files. That's weird. I'm just gonna assume it like froze, and we'll try this again. Man, why is that file taking so long? It's really abnormal. Fuck it. What on earth would be making it take so long to compile this? We're not doing anything fancy in XS300HPP. I don't think we're doing anything fancy. And there was objectively more logic in this in the past. Anyone have any idea why this would suddenly be taking forever to compile a file? I mean, it's clearly running and it's taking like 300 megabytes, but I don't see what it could be doing. This isn't even using a precompiled header. We don't use them for Exosphere yet. Do I like not have R failed or something? What is going on here? Like look at a. Wait, does FF main not even have a thing here? Man, what? What is happening? What do you mean, did you set the default in Fatal Error? It looks like it's like not even able to create the dependencies for Fatal Main. That's very odd. Okay, if I do make clean debug again. No, the memory and stuff shouldn't be causing it, I don't think. In fact, let's just like fucking delete the folder. Make debug. Fatal board impl. Yeah, that's working. Like a verbose way to use make. It's like make dash v or something. Man, I swear that there's some way to do like a verbose make with devkit arm64. C, devkit pro, devkit arm. Base rules. Yeah, there's like this silent message thing. This is super strange. Base tools. V equals 1, okay. This seems like it should be totally normal. Like this is the same as usual. I mean, what if I like comment this out? Does it work? Okay, it works if I comment that out. If I comment out the part that saves it, does it work? Okay, if I comment out the part that dumps it, does it work? No. Okay, if I comment this out, does it work? Yes. That's very weird. If I add slides, like anything else or something, ms log. I like swap these and like just change up the structure. Oh, succeeded. This is spooking me out, I'm not gonna lie. I wonder if this is some kind of compile. Yeah, what the fuck? It's a compiler bug. There's nothing wrong with the code that I was posting. Literally, I didn't... What? No, I don't think so, because Ava secmon_log is literally just a macro that, like, calls log printf. There is nothing wrong with this code. There's no reason why it would fail to compile. This is a compiler issue. I'm confident in that. No, I did that. That's not an issue. Like, this is the same log statement. Cool, I'm gonna block this guy too. No, this is absolutely a compiler issue. What the fuck? Okay. F expand. Undefined symbol F expands. Why is there no F expand? Let me go back here. Atmosphere, fatal, exosphere. We go fatal source. Do I like have expand? Ah, got it. Yeah, I had like an internal compiler error a few months back. Okay, there is, I would like to be clear, absolutely zero fucking reason that adding the extra log should have fixed that. That is a compiler bug. Fuck the compiler. I love GCC, but fuck the compiler. Close. Okay, let's test this. Failed to say fatal error context. Lovely. It looks like the context is all zeros, which also seems not right. Okay. 11 to 18. What is that in real people terms? OX11 18 or 112 18. 18. This is not FS. This is an STMC driver issue. OX1. Oh, right. I didn't recompile XO. That would explain why it's zeros, but that wouldn't affect the other thing. Here we are with my super professional way of doing this. Serial libraries. Thank you for that. Thank you for pointing that out. That's why the context is zero, but that one affects the actual copy. Sphere include or vapors rather to get the STMC results. STMC results. 137 is short comp to ground. That's weird. Where do I even return that? Okay. Atmosphere. Vapors, source. STMC. Drive strength calibration status is that, okay. C controller. Wait, is that 137? Yeah, okay, it is. And this is in the drive strength calibration stuff. C-lang is worse than GCC, is the answer, especially for compile time stuff. Where is drive strength calibration actually returned? Where are we actually returning this? Alright, it's in git internal status. And where are we actually using git internal status? It's a base device accessor. Okay. Oh, this isn't check connection. This is like not even in the code that's writing. Interesting. Interesting. Did I like not actually initialize the SD card or something? What did I do differently here? Maybe this is just like a spurious failure. I'll run it again. I'll run it again and I will check the program in IDA if I don't see that. So the function is only returned by this, and it doesn't make sense for that to be the reason it's failing. I mean, sometimes you just fail to initialize the SD. But if initialize SD succeeded, it shouldn't be failing like that. Also, let me build Xsphere and copy it. Oh. This isn't a FATFS problem, StuckPixel. This is not a FATFS issue at all. This is a my SDMMC driver thing. This is happening before FATFS is used at all. Right, because FS mount SD card doesn't even happen until after this. This is the code that is failing. Which is confusing to me because I copy pasted it. I didn't change anything. Okay. Check this. Close. Watch. Same deal. But check SD card connection was working before. Let's look at what this is doing in IDA. Atmosphere, exosphere, STMC test, or rather Mariko fatal, debug. Move right. Let's go back here to this. Go to main, initialize, dump it, and then we save the fatal error context. And how do we do that? Initialize SD card. This does initialize the device page table and initializes the port. It sets the work buffer. And it activates it. That is so weird. Because this is what we were doing before, right? I'm not crazy. Check SD card connection. Yeah, no, this should be totally the same thing. Why is that failing? I wonder if this has to do with the like super weirdly long taking compile time. Because that really shouldn't be happening. I'm pretty sure there shouldn't be any mapping fatals because that just uses hard-coded addresses. No, I'm pretty confident that's not the problem. What was I doing before? Atmosphere. There you go, fatal air sports, sphere, fatal. This is totally the same. And this is also the same. As far as I can tell. I mean, the logic looks right. It gets the result, and if it fails, it returns it. How curious. Am I overwriting anything? I mean, I guess I'll check the memory layout to be sure, but... What am I passing as the fatal error context? OOEF 1000 seems fine to me since we are executing from like D whatever, and we're not going that far, so that's empty space right now. Yeah, it's totally empty space. Man, what? Let's try it one more time. Because I am confident that this should be working. I mean, I didn't change anything. I am very spooked out by a lot of what I am observing right now. It doesn't make sense to me. What is going on here? Can anyone think of any reason why this would be happening? And clearly the copy itself is working fine. T1000. No, that's definitely within range. We could like pass it as a pointer or something. It's not like we have to do a copy. That's kind of gross. I don't want to do that. Right, like this address is totally unused here, I believe. As far as I can tell. Yeah, no, BSS doesn't even go that far. And we set our stack to be way up there, so that's fine. So the stack isn't going to be touching it. The BSS clear looks totally fine to me. Array. Actually, look at this. Get host controller of port SD card. I mean, all this in it should be correct, and it's like Xerox 10,000 beforehand. I mean, I wonder if I like look at my stuff that actually maps the Mariko payload. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna do the stupid thing where we just log everything. Fatal main. Mess dump. And where's the memory layout? Interesting, okay. Well. I mean, I can put these back up here where they were before, but I don't understand what is going on. I guess I'll try it after I like dump out memory and see if that helps, but it's like, what? let's check this. I'm spooked out by this, particularly given that we encountered a compiler parsing error. I'm very spooked out. Okay, this is all looking normal. Yeah, and then we expect to see like zeros up through the ends. This all looks the way that I would expect it to, and then we should expect the last page to contain the fatal error context. Yeah, it does. Okay. That looks normal to me. It's weird. Really weird. We're not like fucking up the mappings or something. So you know what, I guess we can go back to initializing the SD card the way we did before, which is silly, but whatever. No, actually this wasn't here. And we had this stuff. And then I guess we remove this from here. Well, I will take the if-def. This is very weird. Okay, and then let's try this again. I just don't understand how we could be like initializing the SD card successfully and failing to check the connection. What? Super weird. Especially with like the error being drive strength calibration. That also does not really make any sense. Okay. And we got the error result from it again. Although, what? It actually did set the speed mode in the bus width. Was I always getting this error? If I like scroll way up. Oh, okay. I was just always getting this error. That's hilarious. That explains it. It is getting the variable successfully, and then it's actually erroring. I should figure that out, but that's, you know, I'll deal with it later. This is something for me to do off stream, is to figure out why this is failing. No, stuck pixel. Yeah, this is a driver issue I must have done, where like it's actually succeeding and it's just reporting a failure. Whatever. We'll worry about that later. Okay. What was the rest of this? Saved fail error context. Okay. And I didn't tell myself what path it was on, but that's okay. I shouldn't have any yet. That should be fine. Let's add that to this thing. Error context. Atmosphere / fatal reports / percent 016. Your IX64. bin, probably. What's the actual path for that? Report, percent of 16, okay. Okay, try that again. Oh, yeah. Unknown type. Too many arguments to format. What? Oh. Okay. Let's check out the report we saved. Atmosphere, fatal errors. There it is. That's exciting. We did it. Reddit. Well, let's get ahead of ourselves. Oh man, this is totally the fatal report. That's awesome. I'm very, very happy about this. Very happy about this. Okay. Nice. And we built this, so let's run it once more and we'll see that it'll print out that where it saved it. And then I'll probably call it here for tonight because it's been about as long as I wanted to spend on this and we got stuff working and that's a nice place to end stuff. And I will probably stream again soon working on the display stuff. I'm not sure if that'll be tomorrow or like another night, but you know. Okay, let's run this again. Launch, must have, okay. Damn. Is it not going to print everything? The UART sometimes drops output, and I think it just dropped the output line. Fuck me. Okay, fine, I'll run it again. This is what... Oh, there we go. Clearly, it just needed time. Or I guess I don't have an AMS log flush is really the problem. But nice, okay. 462 DC8C2. Awesome. That's super great. I am like absurdly pleased about this. Okay. We are, I believe the medical term is in business. Let me commit this. I don't need to go like this. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Okay. Awesome. This has been a productive stream. I will call it here. Does anyone have anything they want to ask me before I call it quits here? I hope that this has been fun. I'm very happy that this is working. I have been drinking a like thermos of green tea throughout this stream. Game Gear. Yeah, no worries. I like took a drink right before you said that. Okay, it appears that there are no substantive questions. So, I'm going to call it. It's been fun. I'll stream again sometime this week doing like more display work. I'll probably fix that like check connection result bullshit offline because it's not interesting. But Take care.